Well, I hope and pray that you are able to get outside and enjoy this weekend. On Thursday, I said, find something to do, go out and enjoy. Well, I took that advice myself as a family, and we went across what we call the Old Cedar Bridge. And so we went down there and we learned about the history of that area and took that bridge across the waters, the swamps, and up along Cedar Avenue, and just a great time to enjoy the wildlife. Everybody's in migration patterns, so a lot of different birds were there, and the leaves were changing, and it was great, and I hope you guys were able to get out too. Well, today I want to talk about interruptions. I want to talk about things that get in the way of our lives. And sometimes they come out of the woodwork, sometimes we're kind of prepared for them, but not all the time. And what I'm talking about is, well, traffic, or interruptions in our financial status, or a phone call that you get and a friend of yours has died or has cancer and things change quickly. Interruptions that sometimes we aren't able to handle. Well, I'm here in the room of the church here that there's lots of things behind me as you see wires coming in, and well, those wires are important because they help us stay connected and communicated. When something goes down, well, we feel that sense of interruption too in our workplaces. If the internet's not working, if the printer's not working, if we're not able to access our files, whatever it is, there's those struggles at work too. No different than in homes. And I thought about these interruptions, and I think about this parable of the Good Samaritan. And this parable really is a reminder for us to sometimes to slow down, sometimes to think about the opportunities that are presented to us, and sometimes they're right at our feet. So Luke chapter 10 gives us this little synopsis of this scenario. And it all starts off when there was an expert in the law who stood up to Jesus, and he asks him this question: what must I do to inherit eternal life? And Jesus says here, what is written in the law? He replied, how do you read it? He answered, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. You've answered correctly, Jesus replied. Do this and you will live. But he gives us this parable of this man that was beaten to death, left on the road. A Levite and a Jewish man went past. The Levite and the priest went past. And they just walked by because they couldn't identify the man who was there laying on the road. But later on comes the Samaritan. The Samaritan walks by, and he really pours out his life on this man that he does not know. He pours wine and oil on his wounds, throws him on his donkey, takes him down to a town roughly 17 miles away, spends the night with him, even offers to pay for any other expenses in the inn for the innkeeper when he comes back. Love, interruptions. This man's life was interrupted. He takes time to take care of this man he's never met. Loving our neighbors. Those interruptions in our lives are reminders for us that God puts there for us to think, to take a time out, and for us to realize, what does it mean to love our neighbors? So this week I want you to think about, or even be looking for those opportunities where God puts interruptions into our lives for us to think and for us to be the hands and feet of Christ by acting and by doing and by showing that we love our neighbors, whoever those neighbors are, our peers at school, your peers in the workplace, at home, your actual neighbors, whoever. May you show love to them this week as God puts interruptions in our lives to challenge us and to make us be the hands and feet. Have a great week, guys. We'll talk to you later.